Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to be tackling something that I know you're all interested in, and that is kind of moving away from those fast furniture trends and towards natural elements that last.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to kind of be looking at this article about warm minimalism
Okay.
as a way to kind of give us some ideas for making our homes feel a little more timeless and connected to nature.
Yeah, it's really interesting, that connection between minimalism and natural materials.
Yeah.
It's almost like they naturally go together.
Yeah.
It's not just about having less stuff, it's about choosing pieces that have real substance
Right.
and kind of stand the test of time.
Yeah, and the article describes warm minimalism as this blend of clean, minimalist lines
Right.
with those cozy and earthy tones that we see in nature.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still talking about minimizing clutter, but
Yeah.
the focus is on, natural materials, textures that feel good, and pieces that are timeless.
Yeah, and that's where I think this idea of warm neutrals comes in, because it's not about just having stark white walls.
Right.
We're thinking about colors like creamy whites or ivory, beige, even like those oatmeal tones and soft browns.
Yeah, softer colors.
Yeah, and these colors have actually been shown to have a calming effect.
Interesting.
It's almost like being enveloped by nature itself.
Yeah, it's like bringing the outdoors in, and that's something the article really emphasizes,
Mhm.
is actually using natural materials to do just that.
Right.
We're talking about things like linen, cotton, leather, wood, rattan,
Yeah.
jute,
Oh, yeah.
even plants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just about the look. It's about bringing elements of the natural world into your living space.
Yeah, and just think about how those materials feel.
Yeah.
They have a texture and a presence to them.
Right.
And natural materials, they really connect us to something bigger, something lasting.
Mm-hmm.
And when you combine these materials, you create this wonderful interplay of layered textures.
Oh, I like that.
And that adds visual interest and depth.
Yeah. So it's not just, a smooth leather sofa,
Exactly.
but you might have like a chunky woven throw
Yes.
draped over it, or
Mhm.
linen curtains blowing in the breeze,
Yeah.
layered over natural fiber blinds. So it's not just about what you see.
Right.
It's about appealing to all of your senses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about the contrast between a sleek stone countertop
Hmm.
and a rough-hewn wooden bowl filled with fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Or how the light plays differently on a smooth cotton sheet versus a textured wool rug.
Right.
Yeah. It's about creating a space that's visually dynamic and engaging.
I like that.
Yeah.
Dynamic and engaging. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me, because it's not just about like stripping everything away,
Right.
like in more traditional minimalism, right?
Yeah.
You can still have those personal items,
Mhm.
the things that tell your story.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's more about intentionality
Mm-hmm.
and longevity.
It really encourages us to, surround ourselves with pieces that we truly love,
Right?
things that have meaning and history.
Yeah.
Like think about your grandmother's antique vase
Mm-hmm.
or that collection of vintage postcards you've gathered over the years.
Yeah.
These items, they add personality and warmth to a space.
So it's not about getting rid of everything you love,
Right.
but it's more about being mindful about what you choose to keep
Mm-hmm.
and display.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could create like a special display area for a few treasured items.
Right.
Or you could rotate things seasonally to keep your space feeling fresh.
I like that.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance between minimalism and personalization.
Okay, so you've got these beautiful natural materials
Right.
and these meaningful personal items, all in this calming color palette.
Yeah.
What about furniture, though?
Yeah.
Because the article mentions using metals and stone.
Right.
But how do those fit into the whole warm minimalism aesthetic?
Well, think about copper or brass, or even a creamy granite countertop.
Mm-hmm.
These materials have a warmth and richness to them,
Yeah.
but they're also incredibly durable.
Right.
A copper pot, for example, develops a beautiful patina over time.
Yeah.
It actually becomes even more beautiful with age.
And those are pieces that can last a lifetime,
Exactly.
which is such a contrast
Yeah.
to fast furniture, which is
Yeah.
practically designed to fall apart
I know, right?
after a few years.
Yeah, warm minimalism really encourages us to invest in pieces that will last.
Right.
Pieces that will become heirlooms.
Yeah.
It's about shifting our mindset away from disposability and towards quality and longevity.
And appreciating craftsmanship
Mm-hmm.
and the inherent beauty of natural materials.
Exactly.
And when you think about it, those natural materials, the wood, the stone, the metal,
Yeah.
Those are elements that have been around for centuries.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's about connecting to something timeless and enduring.
Hmm.
These materials have a history, a
Right.
story to tell. They bring a sense of permanence and stability to a space.
So it's more than just an aesthetic choice.
It is.
It's about creating a home that reflects your values, a home that's built to last.
And that's where the real beauty of warm minimalism lies.
Yeah.
It's about creating a space that nourishes your soul, a space that feels authentically you. It's about slowing down, appreciating the simple things, and surrounding yourself with beauty that endures.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Warm minimalism seems to be about more than just a design style.
Right.
It's almost a philosophy. It's about bringing the outdoors in, using natural materials, and choosing those warm and calming colors.
Yeah, and don't forget that emphasis on intentionality.
Right.
Choosing each item with a purpose, whether it's a functional piece of furniture crafted from, durable wood or a cherished family heirloom, that adds a personal touch.
Right. It's about creating a home that's both beautiful and meaningful. But as we're talking about all this, I keep coming back to your point about moving away from fast furniture.
Right.
So how do we apply these warm minimalism ideas when we're thinking about like a new sofa or dining table?
Well, if you're looking for a new sofa, instead of opting for something trendy,
Right.
that might be out of style in a few years. Consider investing in a well-crafted piece made from natural materials,
Okay.
like leather or a sturdy, sustainably sourced wood frame.
And what about the dining table?
Yeah,
I know those can be a big investment.
absolutely. For a dining table, look for something that's built to last,
Okay.
perhaps with a solid wood top and a timeless design. You might even consider a vintage or antique piece
Oh,
that already has a history and a story to tell.
that's a great point. It's almost like giving those pieces a second life,
Exactly.
which aligns with, the idea of sustainability and longevity.
Absolutely. And think about the other pieces you can incorporate.
Right.
Instead of cheap mass-produced chairs, maybe you find some vintage dining chairs that you can refinish or reupholster. It's about taking the time to find pieces that are well-made and speak to you.
So for our listeners who are really looking to create a home filled with those natural elements that last, where should they start?
I would say start by asking yourself, what pieces in my home bring me the most joy? Are they pieces that are well made, that have a story, that are connected to nature?
Okay.
If not, maybe it's time to start rethinking your approach. And remember, creating a home that reflects your values and stands the test of time is a journey.
Right.
It's about making conscious choices and appreciating the beauty of things that are made to last.
I love that. And thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It was my pleasure.